Yesterday, this person, González Urrutia, came out saying that he was subjected to coercion and pressure from someone that no one denies is powerful, but is 170 centimeters. They'll see the Vice President of the Republic, who also has a bandage on her hand. And for me, to pressure and blackmail. We close to the truth as we are, told him, retract, correct yourself, correct this statement, because also you are causing trouble to the ambassador of the Embassy of Spain in Venezuela, because all of these coercion and pressure events, as you call them, supposedly happen in the residence of the ambassador of Spain, and the extreme right and the right of Spain, along with their followers and the fascists of Venezuela, are repeating this. Well, first, yesterday, Mr. González Urrutia, looking for ways to unlink from this situation, tried to get out of it, and he was into it more. Let's play a video. Fellow mates, I address to you to inform you about the truth of what happened with my departure from Venezuela. The regime pretends that all of Venezuelans lose our hope. The whole world knows that they always resort to dirty game and blackmail and manipulation. Being in the residence of the ambassador of Spain, President of the National Assembly, Jorge Rodríguez, and Vice President of the Republic, teleSUR Rodríguez, this is a video recorded by González Urrutia yesterday in Madrid, capital of Spain. And in spite of the silly things he said, there's something interesting, because he calls me President of the National Assembly of Venezuela. I mean, he recognizes that the President of the National Assembly of Venezuela is not Dinora Figueras, taking care of him in Spain, is not the thief Juan Guaidó. According to him, the President of the National Assembly of the Republic of Venezuela is Jorge Rodríguez. Because let's prove that word by word it corresponds to the handwriting and concepts of González Urrutia. Headline checked. Jorge Rodríguez, President of the National Assembly. Headline of the letter. But there's something else that is even more important, which is that he refers to Delcy Eloína Rodríguez Gómez as the Vice President of Venezuela. And what is Delcy Eloína Rodríguez Vice President of? She's Executive Vice President of the Republic of Venezuela, appointed by who? It's like in Spain that there's a king of vice president for blood right, or like in the Netherlands or the monarchies that exist in the European Union. No, she is appointed by the constitutional president of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro Moros, and he is recognizing that the president of Venezuela is Nicolás Maduro Moros, who appointed his vice president. About the so-called coercion facts and blackmail facts, I want to say something about that. Stay tuned about with this. We said yesterday we established contact with the interlocutor and Mr. González Urrutia as requests from them because he expressed his desire of leaving the country and running away of this country. And he presented a document where he expressed his position about certain issues of the political life of Venezuela and his behavior according to what he said when he will leave the Republic of Venezuela. They looked for us. After advancing, we must say it entirely, I don't want to be rude, but this is nothing else but a proof of giving up that he does a capitulation of a position and an aspiration that was defeated by the people of Venezuela on July the 28th. This is a capitulation in military terms. If we were in a confrontation, he is giving up. But only we're very careful of the respect and honor and the intentions of the people. If those people don't respect their honor, it's their problem. But in respectful terms and about his dignity, this is nothing else but a capitulation. Signed by Mr. González Urrutia. When about talking about the final aspects of his capitulation, we were summoned, Vice President Jorge Rodríguez and I, to where he was at that time, Mr. González Urrutia, which was the residency of the ambassador of the Kingdom of Spain. Another element, very interesting and speaks a lot about his character. Mr. González Urrutia was in the embassy of the Netherlands the same day of the elections. Still, the National Electoral Council didn't name the elected president, and the supposed fake tally sheets weren't shown yet, and the process of the electoral process wasn't started, and he wasn't being summoned yet by the Supreme Court of Justice. He wasn't in these supposed mistakes weren't reflected that were published in X by Mr. González Urrutia, and then says to the prosecutor's office that he has nothing to do with his tally sheets. That's what he declared at that time. I still didn't know him to coerce him. On the night of the 28th, when he locked himself in the embassy of the Netherlands, when he was requested to go out to those violent acts summoned by the extreme right of Venezuela, he came out only one time of the embassy, breaking the law of the embassy. He was in an act seated in a truck and came back fast to the embassy of the Netherlands when the interlocutor appointed by him didn't look for him, and we started the conversation. Then he moved from the embassy of the Netherlands, that is very close to the residency of the embassy of Spain. How these conversations occurred, there were several conversations. We have recordings of this. There were 2 personal conversations, but with the interlocutor appointed by him, we had several encounters to establish positions about the intentions and the things that he was going to say. When we arrived, we were welcomed by the ambassador. Something else has been said that we interrupted there. We are decent people. We don't break in embassies. We rang the bell, and nicely the security personnel of the embassy opened the door. The ambassador was there and was greeting us nicely, and at the door was Mr. González Urrutia. We were in the living room of the house that I know very well, not because I attended any event of the embassy, but because there we held the conversations and negotiations with the sector of the oppositor rights when they caused the trouble of 2017. And we were in the living room of the house. Who were there? Well, the vice president, ratified by Mr. González Urrutia, Jorge Rodríguez, and I. Next to me, Mr. González Urrutia, and next to him, the interlocutor that we exchanged some position with him about the intentions of him to live in the country. What was the tone of this meeting? I'm going to show a fragment of the beginning of the meeting and then a fragment of the end, so that you see the tone where he affirmed being coerced.
No, que usted tiene homeopatía. Sí, acompáñame. Ya que
when we were sitting there, they offered us drinks, whiskey. They brought a bottle of whiskey and glasses, and then the ambassador brought ice and chocolates, Venezuelan chocolates, and the vice president, since she was taking some medication, didn't have any drink. And there's something I have to say here. There was a certain smell of alcohol at that meeting before the bottle was brought by the ambassador. I'm telling you this when before the night when we were sent a solicitude by Mr. González Urrutia, and there was no way to find, since it was tired by the effects of alcohol and the medicines he takes. But that was the tone we were talking about that.